Howdy. So I thought this would be something good for me and maybe good for other people that are interested, but I'm going to start doing this after some of my training, see how it goes. Hopefully I can get more comfortable talking to a camera and sitting in a car by myself as the time goes on, but yeah, just was thinking over the last couple weeks about, training and kind of where my head's been at, and I honestly haven't really been in the best spot. But at least whenever it comes to like the last month, I've been dealing with some injuries, and life kind of catches up to you at some points. But I think it's good to kind of keep everything in like a good frame of reference. So I think doing something like this will help me because I can kind of look back on times in my life and see kind of where my head was at. But I don't plan on this being super long. Just kind of want to talk about what I'm feeling, what I'm working on, what I'm working towards. So right now I'm working towards representing the U.S. in the 2024 Paris Olympics. I throw the javelin, and there's not a thing that I'd rather be doing in the world than that. Kind of had this revelation yesterday of what I think. Sorry about that. But yeah, so I had this thought the other day that if I had $1 billion dropped into my bank account like today, would I still be waking up tomorrow and doing the same exact thing? And I mean, the answer to that is 1,000% yes. Like, I don't think that there's anything in this world that I'd rather be doing than what I'm doing right now. Pay's not great, as many of my professional track and field friends know. I'm doing stuff on the side to make some money, like DoorDash and Uber and all that fun stuff. But it's all working towards a goal, which I think is more rewarding to me than anything else that I've done in my life, and that's why I continue to do what I'm doing. But yeah, so like I kind of kept that in mind whenever the tough times were happening in practice or training or whatever it might be. And that's life. You can't really appreciate the good stuff without having bad stuff every once in a while too. Like I said, probably the last month has been hard training wise. I've been dealing with like a shoulder problem and kind of just banged up in general with as many javelin throwers I'm sure know. It's pretty hard on your body. But I've gotten to a point now where I'm kind of getting things under control, and it's getting to the time in the season where I can actually start getting after it and throwing far and throwing hard, and my body is responding the way that I was hoping it would, which is pretty reassuring, like this time of the year, because it's fun whenever you're throwing in college, because you can just kind of throw for maybe you're throwing for a scholarship, you're trying to earn something, but right now I'm throwing for food on the table. So it's been humbling to kind of make something that I love my job, which is a hard realization to kind of deal with, I think. But like I said, I mean, there's really nothing else I'd rather be doing, but there is things that I think I could be doing better, and keeping myself accountable with stuff like this is something that I'm trying to do. But yeah, today at practice, I worked on my approach. So I didn't throw at all, actually. I had a javelin in my hand for most of the practice, though, but just kind of getting comfortable on the runway, figuring out where my steps start and where I can finish, and kind of fine-tuning like little details here and there about my throw and kind of everything that leads up to the actual, throwing. But I decided over the last little bit that I've been very soft, like pushing off of my right on my throws. So like, and that's just for my like actual, crossovers. So whenever I was crossing over, I kind of just focused on, or not focused, I was more depending on my left leg on my crossover, and I wasn't pushing off a lot with my right. So for those of you that understand what that means, I'm glad, but that makes sense to me. And I mean, that's kind of just where what I've been working on today, what I was working on. Also lifted was really good. threw around some weight on snatch, which I was really happy about. And it's been, like I said, reassuring to kind of have things go my way and, train without, things hurting, because javelin is one of those sports, unfortunately, that's pretty hard on your body, and a lot of the stuff that you do can be hard on your body if you're a bigger guy like me. But yeah, what else? But yeah, I don't know. Life's been good. I'll say that. I'm happy with where I'm at. I think I've said that before, but truly, I think that there's some kind of merit to what I'm doing, which I think is more reassuring than anything else. I think that, I can live my life and I can get to a point in my life where I'm not gonna have any doubts about what I could have done because I'm doing it, And I'm from a small town, and in one of those towns where not a lot of people make it out of, I'm not to say I grew up with a bad life or anything, but it's just kind of one of those things where people grow up there, they live there, and they die there, and they don't really see much outside of it. And just to give you a reference, my parents have never been out of the country, and just last summer, I went to Europe twice for throwing. So what is, how are you seeing the world if you're staying in the same place? And that's been something that I think has been really cool for me with javelin, is that I've got to see the world because of it. I got to meet new people. I've got to, do all these things because of throwing a stick. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm happy with where I'm at, and kind of lost my train of thought there, but yeah. I don't know. I think that's all I got for today. I don't plan on making these, super long. Just kind of where my head's at after every practice, and I'm going to be as brutally honest as possible with myself and with, who's ever watching, because I think that it's important for me to look back on, and for other people to realize, that might be in the same position or might be wanting to be in the same position as me, of what truly they want out of what they're doing. And I mean, for me, I want everything and more, I genuinely think that I can throw really far. I think I can throw, some of the farthest that anybody's ever thrown in history. But that's not going to happen by me, sitting here and talking to a camera. There's also work that happens outside of it. And maybe, once I get more comfortable with being in front of the camera and kind of lugging my camera around, that'll be something that I can get more footage of and stuff like that. But for now, I mean, I think that this is kind of a good step in the right direction. I plan on doing this pretty regularly after almost every practice, maybe just kind of see where my head's at. And like I said, I think it'd be beneficial for me. But yeah, that's all I got.